With all the coverage of the Russia investigation, the last terrorist attack, the latest Donald Trump tweet, you may not have heard the good news over the incessant negative noise. And the good news is we are either at or near full employment in this country. Full employment is defined by economists as a condition in which virtually all who are either willing or able to work are employed. This all happened after a big increase in jobs over the last year. Since June of 2016, the Bureau of Labor Statistics report that America has created over 2.2 million jobs. And just this week, more startling good news from the Bureau. The number of job openings in the country has topped 6 million for the first time in U.S. history. And that means the open rate in the country, which is the number of open jobs divided by the number of total jobs, is 4%, and that is tied for the highest in history. What all of this means is that the demand for employees is at an all-time high. And that means even more good news, because this means that employers will be forced to raise wages in competition to get employees, which will help the overall economy. Here's what doesn't make sense. If the unemployment rate is 4.3% and the open rate is 4%, doesn't that seem like a perfect match? That the unemployed could just fill the open jobs? But there's much more to it than that. There are 3 problems. First, ask any job recruiter and they will tell you we are at full employment, and many economists agree with that. They're having such a hard time finding employees, they go to the government assistance office to find people who are willing and able to work. But they say it's almost impossible to find them. The recruiters say that the people on assistance will tell them that they require at least $17,000 in a salary because that's what they get from the government. And when you add the travel involved and child care and other expenses, it's really about $25,000. So that's the first problem. We have incentivized people not to work. Or, for the sake of the full employment argument, they are not willing to work, at least for the wages being offered. And then there is a second problem. There are some people that can't work because of physical or mental disabilities, because of drug addiction, or because they haven't been in the workforce for so long. They are unemployable. They are not able to work. Then there's a third problem. The training of our workforce has not kept up with the changes in technology. Jobs in tech, on average, stay open for months because the tech companies can't find enough people who know how to code. So as we reach, or at least near, full employment, we've learned a couple valuable lessons. Our schools have to start training students for the jobs of tomorrow, and we need to rethink public assistance, or at least raise salaries so that people on assistance want to work. The good news is that both of those requirements for our economic future are already starting to happen. More and more schools are starting to teach code, and as I explained, wages are expected to go up. I just thought you should hear some good news since you never seem to hear it from them. I'm Larry Menti. See you again next week.
Could become Exhibit A in the next potential legal battle at the Supreme Court.